thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kara from KaraWoods.com, and this is the last video in the series that I'm doing on the suit of Pentacles, also known as the coins in some of the decks. So this is the Universal Weight deck, and here I've got up here the Page, Knight, Queen, and King of Pentacles. I've also finished doing an introductory overview of the Pentacles and also Ace through 10. So if you'd like to look at those, please do so. So just to recap, Pentacles, remember, about creating solid form in the material world. Everything that is manifested in the world. So how we use our energy to manifest things. So it's about the mechanics of something tangible, about the practical, about the pragmatic. It's about safety and security. It's about being grounded in the world and your physical well-being, your physical security. And so with that said and done, here we're looking at one of the court cards. Remember, the court cards are either a part of yourself, so it's your own personal ability or attribute that resonates with the energy of this card that needs to shine in the moment, or it is somebody who will come into your life, come into the situation from outside yourself, but somebody who will bring the energy that is needed for the situation. So it's sometimes if we don't have the resource inside ourselves, somebody comes to us who brings it, who to teach us, to show us, to add to the situation, because that's the energy that's needed. So that's how I interpret the corporate cards. Okay, the Page of Pentacles. Here you've got this figure, of a page, and it's sort of, it's about new beginnings. They're holding this wonderful, lovely coin here, or pentacle, and they're holding it up and they're gazing at it with such awe. It's about, so this is highlighting, it's about a card of dreams and someone's desire to manifest something. It also might be indicating something to do with maybe a new hobby or a new business adventure, or the beginning of maybe a new educational experience. But all up, when you see the page, it's that youthful, wonderful vibrance of enthusiasm and desire and focus around this goal or this dream. And it's that youthful energy. So we all experience it regardless of our age. So it's not a young person that's going to come into your life carrying this energy. It's the experience or the resonance that we associate with that youthfulness, or that sort of that spark of absolute joy that a young person shines when they're really excited about something. So this card will definitely, energy is about motivation, or to begin something new. It's about, perhaps looking at that first spark of planning in order to manifest your dreams, or it's about reminding you to remain focused on the practical and the tangible around looking at your dreams and starting something new. It's definitely a card of common sense and being pragmatic, and therefore remaining focused on the tangible and the pragmatic situation to get the outcomes and the results that you desire. Also, depending on what's before and after this card, but you may be looking at or talking to the client around being clear about skills and resources that may be needed or required in order to draw this wealth and abundance out of the situation. It may indicate that there's a great desire to learn something, or learn something new, to attain some sort of new wisdom or new skill. The card suggests that there is success will come, but after you've mastered a new skill, or considered further study, or expanded your skill set, or worked on something new, or considered a new way of looking at the material question at hand. So it's sort of reminding you, don't be afraid to be the apprentice, or to think youthfully around looking at something in a new way, even if you're 70 or 80 years of age type concept, because it's not the age of the person asking the question, it's the energy and enthusiasm that comes with this card. So this is the entrepreneurial spirit. This is the tangible moment and excitement someone feels when they're planning their path forward to some sort of new success, and thinking about the new beginnings and the new inspiration, the new effort and the new focus on the mechanics or the something new. The Page of Pentacles, in terms of the learning or type energy, is a listener, is really good at learning and absorbing through listening, through connecting with resources, particularly around tangible, through the material, and also around focusing on sort of like being really grassroots, hands-on type energy of this new beginning. Okay, so as we move forward, we're going to look now at the Knight of Pentacles. Now remember, the Knight, all of the Knights are about action and change. They're about doing. So here we've got this wonderful dream and focus on the new idea. Now we're putting it into practice. We're starting to do. And that's what the Knights do. The Queen sends the Knights out on the journey to start doing, as a just sort of a general rule. So the Knight here, you know, the Knight wants to test the waters, you know. The Knight is about wanting to sort of explore and see what's happening. They're very dedicated and very patient and very industrious. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is a very industrious and loves to work towards the task at hand. They're very earnest and hard working. So they're very dutiful and responsible and practical. So they're a wonderful person to have on your team if you're looking for a team of somebody to do some work for you, you know. If you're working on a project or you need someone to come and work around your home, definitely drawing the Knight of Pentacles is a very good sign. You'll also find that they're very trustworthy and reliable, and they're good at what they do. You know, they like to follow a routine. They definitely will implement and work at a certain standard that is important to them. They're committed to the job, that the job get done, and they'll do the hard work to get it done. They're fearlessly loyal, and therefore prepared to do whatever is needed to get the job done. So it's that type of energy. And if it's you yourself, you know, that's the person. You're going to be really dedicated. You're going to be very professional. You're going to give people that image. You're going to be meticulous. You're going to plan things down and then execute them. They're never going to leave a job half done when you see the Knight of Pentacles. They definitely will always complete the task at hand and the assignment and follow through with their promises. So when you see this Knight, you know, you can really be confident in that. They will also assume responsibility for the situation and at hand, and that can be a double-edged sword. So be mindful, if it's you, do you have the power and resources to assume responsibility? Is a question you might ask. But if you're assigned to a project or given a task to do, you'll really, really be committed to it. So you really put it in, you put 110% in. So be mindful that you don't burn yourself out at the same time. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles points to more the mundane things around. So it represents maybe day-to-day activities or general hard work, the slog, the, you know, plodding along, getting things done, go with the flow type energy around the material world and getting things done. So, you know, if that's what's around you, then you can see that that is what is needed. The challenge is that sometimes when people hear that, they think, oh God, that's all too hard. They feel they might get a bit stagnant or stuck or feel that it's just maybe too hard, and therefore they lose their flexibility or inability to move forward. Because this is horse, you know, this is a very plodding type horse. It's not a fast moving horse like you see in the Knight of Swords. This is a plodder, and the positive of that is the work gets great detail and dedication and it always gets done. The challenging side of it is that you might feel a bit stuck or stagnant or lack a little bit of flexibility. So just if you understand that, then you know that this card is saying serious effort is needed, and you need to be studious, and you need to do the job right the first time around, because that is what is really important, to be very honourable and earnest and respectful. And keep your promises and commitments. A real key of this card is when you see this, promises and commitments. So if it's you need to keep your promises and commitments. If it's somebody else who's doing some work for you, then you can be fairly confident they will do the same. Sometimes when the Knight of Pentacles is there, people perceive them as being a bit stubborn, so the energy may have the perception of being stubborn, but it's not really stubborn. It's just that they really, really want to do an excellent job and be really dutiful and earnest and get it done and do it right. And so it all depends on what the agenda is that's sitting out there. Because the job won't get done fast, it's not going to get done super quick overnight, it's going to be done with dedication and detail orientation, and therefore that might seem sort of slow, but the work ethic and the promise and the net result is the most important thing for this night. Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen, as I said, always when you see the Queen, remember the Queen is the power that lies within the suit. You know, she channels the element, she channels the suit, she is the suit. She doesn't need to rule it like the king. She is it, she embodies it. So the Queen here, she's the mother energy, you know, that abundance of mother energy, of self-employed, you know. She's very connected to her work in a very personal way. You know, she's a wonderful provider. She likes to acquire the abundance around her of things and therefore share them with others. She loves that personal experience. Everything in harmony is incredibly important for the Queen of Pentacles. She loves to feel she feels very at home in a comfortable environment, so she wants to create a comfortable environment around her. Her spiritual connection is very fruitful, and she's very grounded and very tactile. So I say she, but it's not necessarily a woman, it's the feminine energy, always. So it's the feminine energy of receptivity in the sense of really being the energy of the Pentacles. You know, so she loves the earth, she's very methodical. So the person is going to have those characteristics of the feminine of the element of earth. So she's, you know, you would say that she really, you know, this mother card expressing this practical energy. You know, she's truly Mother Earth. So she'll love to cook for people and clean and keep her house warm, and she loves to bring some money in to support the family. She strives to create a warm and secure and loving environment for her family, and she loves to give love and feel like she likes to support people very freely. She's the ultimate mother, you know, so she may come across in your life, though, that mothering energy may be someone who come into your life as a teacher or a counselor or a mentor, or someone you're close to who loves to give support and nurture, that mothering, nurturing, caring figure. But she's independent. Remember that. It's important around it. She's very independent in her ability to create a stable income and a home, and a loving home. And she, when you see this card, ask yourself, so how does that fit? You know, it may indicate that there needs to be a greater sense of balance between home, work life, and home balance. It may be indicating, is there enough me time around? Is the person needing to put more time out for themselves? Is there a sense that maybe there's a bit of imbalance between earning income and prosperity and security? Because the Queen asks you to maintain a compassionate, nurturing, and down-to-earth attitude when it comes to dealing with others. You need to focus on, she says, creating calm and balance and work-life balance. And you need to be responsible, but also very just freely engaging and being resourceful and practical and dealing with issues as they arrive. You know, she's very connected to her work, as I said, in a personal way. So if this is in a workplace question, this is someone who takes their work to heart, you know, and will want to maintain harmony around that, will want to engage in this work or material world in such a personal way that can sometimes bring about some challenges, because, you know, as I said, is the balance there, because the balance is really important. She's very creative, of course, because she's the feminine representation, so she's her creativity and her communication and her sense of being a provider in that her in connection to her beliefs and values is really important. But she is independent, she is self-made, she's dependable, she's strong. She's definitely will call action to be made, action around the situation. You know, she's not someone to shy away from looking at the situation, but she'll do it with love and kindness and looking at how can we make this a success. You know, how can we bring about sort of earth magic to the quality of what we're working on. Okay, moving on to the final card here is the King. Now we've got the King of Pentacles. Now the King, like all the kings, is the ruler. You know, the King is the ruler of the element of earth, or the ruler of the sign of Pentacles. So this is Mr. Traditional. This is Make Me Money card. This represents banks and hospitals and governments, and when we feel this need to show something for our hard work. This is the dedicated business person. This is the person who, it's all about being solid and secure. They can therefore come across maybe being a bit rigid. They don't necessarily like change, but they love establishing systems and creating rules, and they love to follow rules. So you might think of the police or the military or any sort of long-term establishment. The energy is that of Capricorn, for those of you who know astrology. So, depending on how this card comes up, this can be a fantastic card depending on what you're needing to do, what the question's about. It can also be a card of challenge. This card is about the energy, the masculine energy, the father figure that wants to take care of everyone, who wants to ensure that everyone's safe and sound and secure. They want to be seen as a good provider and protector, and that everything on the practical material realm is being acknowledged and is being seen and highlighted. You know, that's the sort of energy that you will feel when you get this King of Pentacles. But they're incredibly stable and abundant and trustworthy, and you know, they're therefore in control. And sometimes that's great. Pass the control over when it's appropriate. Because that stability and that discipline and that ambition and that power and that abundance fits really well. So there are times in your life, you know, like having some work done around your house and just want to hand it all over to the builder and say, go for it. You know, it's not my area of expertise. Great. You know, that's a sort of a great way to do it, because this is the father figure. You can rely on that. You can rely on the fact that it's about, they want to do a good job. They want to create success. They want material satisfaction and fulfillment. They're all about ambition, and therefore they're a good provider. The King of Pentacles is also, though, not afraid to spend money, and particularly when it's appropriate, and can generally be quite generous and joyful, and as well. You know, it's a matter of understanding what's important to them. Some people say that when you see the King of Pentacles, everything that the King of Pentacles touches turns to gold. So financial stability and wealth and experience come easily when the King of Pentacles is around. They're able to accomplish anything they want, and they like to share what they've accomplished, because that's part of how they like to show that they're a good provider. They like to improve the quality of everyone's life around them. You know, so the King of Pentacles therefore indicates in the reading, it's a final fulfillment of a task at hand or a business venture. You know, and it indicates there's been diligence and responsibility and attention to detail, that now it's time you've achieved things, and therefore the success is right there. It's a 10. So, it's sort of like a 10, because the king is the ultimate supreme top of the task. You know, they are the ruler of the element of Pentacles. So you could say that the task or the goal has been attained when the King of Pentacles appears. But it also indicates that it's not about it's just all just going to come your way. This isn't the card that says you're going to win the lottery. It's about hard work. It's about being methodical. It's about giving of your time and your resources. It's about giving and receiving, but it's particularly around the King loves to do. This is a card of work, of dedication, of effort. it's when I see this card, I think, you know, it reminds us that it's not always about money. Remember, you know, when you think of Pentacles, don't just think money. You kind of get yourself into a narrow frame of reflection. It's about all things on the material plane. So it's about time, it's about energy, it's about skills, it's about resources, it's about home, it's about security, it's about physical well-being, it's about the earth, it's about animals, it's about plants, it's about all things that the energy manifests on the material plane. So it is everything tangible. If you can touch it, if you can feel it, if you can see it, if you can smell it, it is part of the Pentacles realm. So remember to keep that in mind, you know. So when we talk about this King of Pentacles being the master or the leader of that, we're talking about it from the full picture of what is a pentacle and what is this element of earth. But all up, I think that the King, if you're asking a question about business, the King is business orientated. They're highly enterprising, natural born manager type energy. They're very methodical and planned and well thought out. So that leads to success. They follow what is tried and tested, which is why therefore you might say that perhaps they might be seen as a bit rigid sometimes. But you know, they're trustworthy. They follow what has worked. They know how to make it work. They've done it before. They've had great success. They're very pragmatic. They love to solve problems. And they like to focus on improvement and self-improvement therefore as well. So the success is always around the fact that they want the best possible outcome. So depending on the question, that can be a really wonderful type energy to have around. It can definitely be the energy that will say, okay, this is the key, that how I will manifest my goals, how things will be able to be achievable, you know. But remember, it's going to be done in the traditional way, the tried and true way. That's important, because if your energy is coming in and if you're a kind of person that likes to just sort of think outside the square all the time, and you get the King of Pentacles coming in on this project, you might find that quite challenging because they're tried and true. But they're tried and true because they know it works. That's the sort of concept. And also because they represent, as I said, all of those establishments that have been here a long time and have a very focused way of approaching the material world. Wow, I hope you found that useful, and thank you so much again for coming to my channel. If you'd like a private reading, please go to my website. Just go to my website anyhow. Tell me what you think about it. It is KiraWoods.com. Please send me your messages, thoughts, comments, but I would love to give you a reading, so I'm very open to making that available to anyone that would like one. Also, you can leave me your messages here on YouTube. Tell me what you think of these videos. I hope they're helping you with your learning. You can also get to me on Facebook if you'd like. Once again, thanks very much. Check out my weekly readings and monthly readings too if that interests you. I have, as I said, this is the last video on the Pentacles, which is the last suit. So all the minor arcana are now loaded and available for you to look at. And I'm not sure what my next project is, but if you have an idea of something you'd like me to work on, please send me your thoughts. All the very best. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye.